Hi everyone, this is Yana. I am back from my quick vacation on Cyprus and ready to show you my new projects. We had a wonderful time on the island and I came back very refreshed and rejuvenated. Anyhow, in this video I'm sharing a beautiful wedding card using products from the May 2015 card kit from Simon Says Stamp. I've already shared a few more projects using this kit on my blog. I'll have a link to that particular blog post if you want to check it out. And I also have two more additional projects in this video. I'll be showing them towards the end, so be sure to watch and let me know which one is your favorite. Okay, let's get to work. So here are the supplies that I will be using for my today's card. First, I have 2 sheets of patterned paper from the kit, a very pretty wood grain one and a peach and gold sheet. These are double-sided, and here you can see the back side of these papers. Very lovely and very pretty. I also have an A2 card base made out of cream cardstock that came in my kit. This is a top folding card, an A2 top folding card. Next is a stamp set and of course the new pale blush pink ink pad from Simon. I'm going to start working on my project by stamping a sentiment using this ink onto a piece of white cardstock. So I'm going to stamp "Wishing you lots of happily ever after." This is going to be a main sentiment on my card. I will also be adding a couple of sentiment stickers later. I actually ended up stamping this piece twice. I used a slightly wider strip of paper the second time I stamped it, and it measures about 7/8 of an inch wide, maybe just a little less. Next, I'm going to adhere the wood grain patterned paper onto my card base. I'm going to cover the entire front of this card using this beautiful paper. The way I like to do this is to add adhesive around the perimeter and also add a little piece of the adhesive in the center. I first remove the backing paper from the piece in the center, keeping the backing paper on the pieces on the perimeter. Stick my paper, make sure it's aligned perfectly, and only then remove the backing paper from the rest of the adhesive strips. This way, if I mess up something and adhere my paper not straight, I can easily peel it off and re-adhere without damaging the paper. Now you can see I don't really use scissors to cut the adhesive strips, the adhesive tape. I simply tear it. This way I don't have that yucky adhesive residue in my scissors. So this is just a simple tip here for you. If you can tear it, go ahead and tear it. Next, I'm going to use my scissors and trim the excess patterned paper. I'm not throwing this away. I'm going to keep it and use on a different project, which you can see at the end of this video. I'm going to be doing some fussy cutting for this card. I'm going to cut a couple of elements out of this peach and gold paper. The ovals here remind me of leaves, so I'm going to cut a few out, shape them with my fingers, and use these as little accent pieces on my card. There's actually one more patterned paper sheet in this kit with a similar design. It's light and dark gray, and the leaves there are a bit smaller, so they actually go to get well together with this peach and gold leaves. I've used them on a couple of other cards, and you can see those on my blog. So here you can see me shaping those leaves and giving them a bit of natural dimension. I don't want these leaves to be just flat on my card, so that's why I'm doing this and giving them that dimension. I also cut a thin strip of this gorgeous white stripe paper. I'm going to layer it behind my sentiment for some added interest. I really like this ombre look of this paper. Very, very trendy right now. I'm also going to cut a decorative piece out of this sheet of paper. You can tell I'm doing lots and lots of fussy cutting for this card, and I'm actually not using any dies at all. In fact, I'm not using any supplies outside of the kit itself, just the contents of the kit and of course some adhesive and a tiny amount of vellum. So here's the piece all nice and ready. I really love this design and the little gold outline. It's just perfect. Please never mind my kitty, she desperately begs for my attention. Now I want to create one more additional element on this card, on vellum. I want to heat emboss the little confetti border onto a piece of vellum using white and also gold embossing powders. So I'm going to prep my vellum using an anti-static powder pouch. This is going to help me keep my embossing nice and clean looking, and it will prevent the embossing powder particles from sticking to places where they are not supposed to stick to. Once that is done, I'm going to stamp the confetti piece several times using clear sticky ink. Just about any kind of ink will work here since this is vellum, and inks do generally take longer to dry in vellum, but I'm still using the my usual specialty clear sticky ink. So I've added white embossing powder from Hero Arts onto this piece, and I'm now heat setting and melting my powder using a heat tool. I also want to add an additional layer or additional color, so I'm going to stamp these confetti pieces one more time and add gold embossing powder this time. You can see I'm not aligning anything, I'm stamping randomly, and I'm actually trying not to stamp exactly where the first dots were stamped. So here's a look at this finished piece. You can see the mix of white and gold here. It's absolutely lovely. You can absolutely do 3 colors if you want it. Maybe you want to add some peach or cream or maybe silver or platinum. You absolutely can. There's really lots and lots you can do with this stamp. Now I'm going to tear my vellum to make it a bit more playful. I didn't want it to have a straight edge there, so I just tore it at the bottom. Now all I need to do is to assemble my pieces and adhere them onto my card. I wasn't sure at this point how exactly I wanted each of the pieces placed, so I had to play around a bit and experiment. I used adhesive tape to adhere my vellum. I knew I was going to place a sentiment strip on top, so I wasn't worried about the adhesive showing through. I also used foam adhesive squares to adhere the sentiment strip and create some dimension on my project. Next, I added the narrow patterned paper strip, adhered the fake leaves using liquid adhesive, and finally added the large piece under the vellum and under the sentiment. I knew I wanted to have an additional sentiment there, so I also used 2 stickers from the sticker sheet from the kit and adhered those onto my card as well. So here's a final look at this project. You can see all of the dimension and the gold, and I absolutely love those gray accent stickers. I think they bring the card nicely together. As promised, I'm showing you 2 more projects using the May 2015 card kit from Simon. The second card uses lots of leftover pieces of paper. You can see that peach confetti one. This is actually the back side of the wood grain paper that I used for my main card. And here I have the smaller and light and dark gray fake leaves, and also some stamping and a couple of additional sentiment stickers. Finally, the third card is done on black card base. The congratulations sentiment is heat embossed on vellum with a gold embossing powder and cut out with scissors. There's also some leftover pattern paper there, and of course the fake leaves. Be sure to stop by my blog to check out 3 more cards I made using this kit. As always, the list of supplies I used to create all of these is posted in the video description and also on my blog. If you'd like to see more videos using products from Simon Says Stamp, be sure to check out the link you see on the screen. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I have new card making videos coming out every week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye! Oh, and don't forget to tell me which card is your favorite. I really appreciate your comments and I love you guys. Thanks so much. Bye-bye!